Boom, 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 bang. Hey, welcome back to the College Cooking Show. On today's episode, we're talking about roasted vegetables, the perfect side to any meal, very easy to do. I'm gonna show you exactly how I do it. Let's get cooking.
I'm a private chef, cook for money, yeah.
What we're gonna do for today, I got sweet potatoes and I got Brussels sprouts, but this can be done with any other kind of vegetable you want. The same concept applies. The biggest thing though, with any kind of root vegetable, sweet potato, carrot, they come from the ground, guys. They come right out of the ground, and no one washes them before they go to the stores. So just take them, get some water, and just rinse off that dirt, because that dirt's still gonna be there. If you're getting good fresh vegetables, look at that. See, you're still gonna get dirt that comes off. Step one's always just to wash your food. Make sure you get all the processed shit off, the gross water, you take it. See ya. I hope no one's standing out, but you know what? If they are, they just got a little bit of a bath from dirty water. So we're just gonna take our sweet potatoes, you slice right down the middle, bang, you slice again, you roll it onto its flat side, so it's not, if it's wobbling like this, you can chop a finger off, so always go onto the flat side, you have a nice surface, boom, down again. Biggest thing though when you're roasting any kind of vegetable is you can cut them any way you want, but just make sure they're all the same size, because when they go in the oven, if they're different sizes, one's gonna cook faster, one's gonna burn, one's not gonna be cooked all the way through. Just keep it consistent however you want to do it. Some people like, if you don't want like the steak fry style, that's fine too. Honestly, with sweet potatoes, I like chunks. Because we're gonna cook these with Brussels sprouts, I'm gonna try to get them relatively the same size. The thing is, with Brussels sprouts and with sweet potatoes, these are a root vegetable, so they're a little thicker and they're gonna take a little longer to cook. These are called brassicas. So brassicas are like your broccolis, your cauliflowers, your, what am I looking at? Brussels sprouts, Jesus. Those cook a little faster. So we're gonna keep those on this side of the pan. Your root vegetables, your carrots, your sweet potatoes, your radishes, your police sirens, they're gonna take a little longer to cook. These will go a little bit faster. Just keep that in mind when you're putting them on the tray. I love Brussels sprouts. They always get a bad rep. As a kid, you ate Brussels sprouts, your mom probably cooked them, they sucked, they were steamed, they had no flavor. That's why people have this bad connotation with Brussels sprouts. These done right are fucking amazing. So what you want to do to get that perfect Brussels sprout is take it and you want to chop the end off, the woody part as we call it. But you don't want to go too low, because if you go too low, you chop the whole stem off, it's just gonna all fall apart. So that root still helps hold it all together. So take that off and just slice it in half so you get that nice unopened, and you're gonna stick it on the pan, both sides down. So you get that surface area, you get that contact with the pan. Bang, 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 right in the pan. Biggest thing with roasting vegetables, any vegetables, not just Brussels sprouts, is to give them enough space in the pan. So you don't want to like get them and stack them on top of each other. That's not gonna work. That's gonna make them steam. They're gonna be horrible. They're just gonna be soft. There's gonna be no color on them. You wanna give them their own spot, and they can still touch each other, but if you stack them on, they're gonna be terrible. You want them to roast. So you need them to have surface contact with the pan. So we've got everything on the tray. Look at that color. It looks beautiful. All you need to do now, salt. Plenty of salt. You really want to make sure you get a good amount of salt on these, because that's just going to absorb into the vegetables themselves and really bring out that flavor from within. And then come in, just olive oil right on top. And now olive oil, when you're roasting stuff, it helps transfer that heat. So what it's going to do is going to spread that out and make it nice and even. So you want to make sure you get olive oil just underneath all the little bits and pieces of the vegetables. I use extra virgin olive oil. Honestly, like, you can get some really high-end expensive olive oils that are really nice, but for me, I think you can stick to just your standard olive oil. It works very well for any kind of roasting of vegetables. When we lift it up, you can see that that is a nice shine on it, so it's gonna get great surface area, great contact with the pan. That heat's gonna be even, and it's gonna get a nice roast right on there. Well, for roasting especially, you want a shallow pan, because then the steam's gonna go spill over the edge and escape, whereas a thicker pan, like a Pyrex, a glass dish, that steam's gonna get held in, it's not gonna roast as well. For sweet potatoes, whenever I roast sweet potatoes, I always do this. I add paprika to sweet potatoes. I think that the combination just goes so well together. A little bit of paprika, not on the Brussels sprouts, but on the sweet potatoes. You can do these alone. It's a great snack. This is hot paprika. This is Hungarian paprika. I don't know what that means. I guess it's from Hungary. But you can use any kind of paprika. Now, biggest thing too with roasting is oven temperature. A lot of people roast vegetables and it's on too low of a heat, too low of a temperature, so it stays in the oven longer and just dries it out. You want like a higher heat so it really roasts, it gets that dark color on it. So I always set my oven to 475, and these are gonna go for about a half an hour at that temperature. Some people roast at 350 for like 45 minutes. That's not long, I mean, that's not hot enough, so it just dries out, it just pulls the moisture out and doesn't roast and kind of just turns into a horrible, horrible mess. That's probably what your mom did, and the reason why you didn't eat Brussels sprouts as a kid. All right, let's go to the oven. All right, so while our vegetables are in the oven, we're gonna make a quick balsamic reduction for our Brussels sprouts. We have the paprika to kind of elevate the sweet potatoes. This is gonna elevate the Brussels sprouts. All you do is take some balsamic vinegar, pour a bit into a saucepan like so, and then just turn the heat on and bring it to a simmer. And what you're gonna do is just keep an eye on it. It's gonna start to bubble, and you're just gonna let it reduce by like half of where it was at when we started. Simple to do, very easy process. Once this reduces, it's gonna turn into a syrup almost, and it's gonna be just like a gooey, sticky topping that we just drip on top of those Brussels sprouts at the end. And two, if you have bacon, I love doing this. You chop a little bit of some bacon bits up and you mix that in with the Brussels sprouts and with this balsamic at the end. It's fantastic. Starting to smell, you get that fragrance of the vinegar really coming out, kind of burns the nose. It bites the nose, that's how you know that vinegar is coming out. It's cooking off. It's gonna reduce fast. So if you don't want to over reduce, because you over reduce, it's gonna just kind of disappear on you and get stuck to your pan and be a horrible mess to clean up later. So if you take a spoon, and you look at the back of it so that everything ran off. So once it starts to thicken up, you're actually gonna get a line that that sticks onto the spoon. You can swipe it with your hand. That's when you know that it's really thickened up enough. Is when it starts to stick to the spoon and you can draw a line through it. I'll show you that once we get to that stage. As I've said with wine in the past, anything that you reduce, you're gonna concentrate that flavor. Whether it be wine, balsamic vinegar, or like an orange juice or lemon juice, something that's fresh. Like you reduce it down, concentrate it, and it just makes that flavor come alive. But now if you look down, we've started to thicken up on the sauce, and it's coating to the back of that spoon, so I can wipe through my finger, and you see, it might be hard with this light, but you can tell that it's starting to stick on the spoon. The spoon is holding in that reduction. Take it off the heat. All right, so that just came out of the oven, about 30 minutes on those guys, and look at this color on the Brussels sprouts. That's exactly what you want to see. They got a nice golden char on them. Look at that, that's perfect. Let's try that. I mean, on their own, that's fantastic. But now we're gonna finish them off with that sauce we made. It's gonna be even better. So take them, and just throw them on a plate like this. Doesn't really matter. Kind of pile them up, make it look nice. Take a little bit more salt, just to finish it off. On top is always nice to have a little bit of that. And we come in here, we take our reduction that we made and just dribble that in. Wow, look at that. That's gonna be so good. All right, bang, look at that. That's gorgeous. That's fantastic. That's what Brussels sprouts look roasted every time. Our sweet potatoes, this is still hot, 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 hot. Our sweet potatoes are done. They're cooked through. As you can see, it's soft all the way through, but if you want more of a char on them, if you want that crispy skin on the outside, pop them back in the oven for about 10 more minutes. This is exactly what I'm gonna do, but those look fantastic. Look at those. Look at those. Fuck yeah. All right, potatoes just came out. Look at that. We had a few stragglers, a few Brussels sprouts left on board. You know what we do with those? We feed the people. We say, all right, peace. See you later. Now we got the potatoes. Good tip here, pro tip. Whenever you're taking something out of the pan, if you don't have an oven mitt, you can use a towel, but don't use any towel that's not dry. If it's a damp towel, you're gonna grab it, it's gonna be hot. And what happens when water hits something hot? You make steam. Steam burns. Steam burns more than water because it's hotter. Or what does steam burn more than? That's how science works, steam's hot. So you grab it with a wet towel, you fucking burn your hand, that's not fun. You don't wanna do that. Dry towel all the time, be dry. Ah, fuck, see, that's hot, god damn it. All right, fuck it. We're gonna plate up. Look at the color we got on these though. That's exactly what you're looking for. You get a little bit of that crispy skin. You get that nice golden brown right on the sweet potatoes. That paprika that goes in. All right, next to the Brussels sprouts. A little finishing salt too, always key. And bang, that's perfectly roasted vegetables, sweet potatoes, broccoli. Let's go in for a bite of each. That's amazing. That reduction on top, that seals it in, that locks it all in, that brings it all together. That's perfect. Sweet potato. Killer, soft, crispy skin. That's perfect. That's how you roast vegetables. Eat your fucking vegetables, kids. Now you have no excuses. Eat your veggies. We'll see you next time on the College Cooking Show. I'm Chef Donny. Peace.
I'm a private chef, cook for money, yeah.
Dope. Try these. These are killer.